are charging 2 lakhs, they should, according to the amount, they should, provide opportunities as well, and they should deliver that amount of knowledge and information to their candidates.
Miss Moni, welcome to Gupshup with Nisha, and I'm really glad that I really got a good opportunity to speak to you, and I also have a lot of questions prepared for you so that we give a lot of information and insights about Vistara and also about your life a little. And during the end of the session, we will be having a rapid fire round so that our students or candidates or us do not get bored, and also we get a really quick answers from you. Okay.
Right. Thank you so much, Ms. Nuja, for having me here. Thank you.
Before we
Yes.
go ahead, Miss Moni, I would like you to please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Right. Okay. So, hello everybody. I am Moni Ragwanshi. I'm from a very small city, Chinwara, which is in Madhya Pradesh. I joined aviation in 2018. So I was at Franklin Institute, and then, I went to Go First Airways, worked for there for 3 years, and then I joined Vistara. And now I've also started an online platform for,
Mhm.
I'm also training cabin crew, and I'm genuinely giving my 100% to that. So that's all about me. Thank you so much, Nisha.
Okay,
Correct.
so the
Okay.
first question I have is what inspired you to be a cabin crew?
All right. So I have a very different story for this. So I always wanted to go, I was very much interested in CS, computer science. So
Mm,
I always wanted to be in CS. I wanted to do CS engineering. But
mm,
my parents were like, there were a lot of competition on that time, that
mhm.
all of them were going for that field only. So
Yes,
somewhere when I was in sixth standard or seventh standard, I saw, we were traveling by Indigo. I saw those pretty ladies there, and on that time, I just said it just like that, that I want to become a cabin crew. So
yes,
that became so serious that time that we started searching for it, and then of course we got at that time. I think Franklin was the only institute we
yes,
all were knowing. It was very famous, very popular at that time. So
yes.
yes, we gathered information about it, and then of course I took into admission in there. So that's how it all started.
And when did you start your preparation for becoming a cabin crew? What was your age back then?
Okay, I was 18 and I was just done with my exams, and we were all waiting for the results. And before the results only, so I went to Franklin for admission. So
Yes.
yes, I was 18 at that time.
Okay. As you mentioned that you went to Franklin Institute. In fact, I was also a part of Franklin Institute in 2014. I remember I invested
Okay.
around like 2 lakh rupees. So how
Same.
was your experience? Then I'll share mine experience too.
Okay, so I just want to say, if they are charging 2 lakhs, they should, according to the amount, they should, provide opportunities as well, and they should deliver that amount of knowledge and information to their candidates, right?
Yes.
So the same thing you said about one of your candidates who joined your courses, that the teachers are not coming on time, and it was
Yes.
all about, their promotions. So
Hmm.
yes, we also face the same issues. So before the completion of the course only, I too realized that maybe this platform is not as good as I used to think. So yes,
Hmm.
I also kind of dropped out from that, and I went to Delhi then on my own by walk-in interviews. Then I went for that airline.
My experience also was not that great. I wasted my money there. Okay. So the second question I have is what do you think? Like joining an institute is better or hiring a mentor is better?
All right. So, what I actually think is, see, experience talks, right?
Hmm.
So, if we are joining any institute, if the institute is like well trusted, and we are actually watching people, getting opportunities for the interviews as well, and the knowledge and information given by the instructors there are really good, then of course any institute. But personally, I would suggest people who have started this thing of training candidates for their cabin crew interviews and helping them for cabin crew preparations. So this is
Yes.
what I think, this is a much better option.
Yes.
right? No team is working here. An
Yes.
individual person is there to help you, so they will be
Hmm.
responsible enough, right? They'll give the
Hmm.
100%. They will be,
Yes.
putting all the efforts to
Hmm.
make you a cabin crew.
Hmm.
So yes, I personally believe that you should hire a mentor rather
Yes.
than joining any other institute.
Yes, that's true. And I believe that, institute, yes, go ahead with the institute depending upon the trust you can have in
Exactly.
that. And also always check for the reviews and always speak to the candidates who are already, being a part of that institute. Secondly, hiring a mentor is for the people who are facing issues with financially, because
Right.
mentors mostly charge way too less, and they have various options for the payments, and the course
Correct.
duration is also quite less. However, in institutes, it starts from like 6 months, minimum 6 months you have to do it, and up
Yes.
to 1 year. Okay. So, when did you start giving the interviews? What was your age back then? Now that you,
Right. So before 19 only, I started giving interviews.
hmm,
So one day we all planned, we were all from Frankfurt only. So we all were in that realization zone only that we have to do it by ourselves only. So
hmm,
we heard about this walk-in interview of Indigo, of course. We
hmm,
all went to Delhi from Bhopal. We all went together in a group to Delhi and we appeared for that interview. So
okay,
one girl among us got selected as well, and all of us were, of course, got rejected. So yes. So in 18 and a half, I started appearing for the interviews.
okay. So, like, what kind of questions did they ask you, like when you appeared as a fresher? You remember any of those?
Yes, I remember a lot of questions. So what they asked, so the first question in Indigo, what was asked to me was how you celebrated your last birthday.
Yes.
And that was a very new question to me because,
Uh,
I, of course, I prepared about my introduction, about my family, about my hometown, but
hmm,
I never thought that this question can also come up.
yes.
Nowadays, so it is a very common question. Everybody's preparing how you celebrated your last birthday, your surprises, everything. But back then, I was not aware of these kind of questions. So
Hmm,
yes, and difference, and I was asked one situation as well, that when you will be a crew on board, how you will face this situation. So yes,
hmm,
situations and other questions were like that. Who is your mentor? Who inspires you?
hmm,
So of course I said my father's name because he only
hmm,
chose this field for me. So yes, I mentioned everything, but yes, when it was my first time with Indigo interview, I think I wasn't prepared well. So that
okay.
time I couldn't even say my name properly. So that week I was on communication and confidence.
Yes.
So this has all happened, and these were the questions from those interviews.
Okay. So, like,
Right.
how did you build up your confidence and your weakness part during that
Okay.
time?
So, Nisha, what I think is, okay, so I was from a very small city, and when first time I went for the interview, it was Indigo Airlines, right? And so when I went there, there were a lot of people. A lot of, many people were very pretty, very beautiful. Some of them were, talking very fluently in English. Their accents were amazing. So I thought कि यहाँ पे already इतने ज़्यादा अच्छे लोग हैं which are,
हाँ,
capable of everything. तो मैं तो ऐसी हूँ, मेरा कैसे होगा?
हाँ,
That was the feeling. So but once I started giving interviews, I realized that it is not only about the looks and your communication skills,
yes,
not only about that. Of course
hmm,
it is important, but it is not the only focus is on not those 2 points.
yes,
So then I started seeing people who are very beautiful, they are also getting rejected, who
hmm,
are having a very good accent, very good communication skills, they are also getting rejected, right? So I started noticing all those things. Then I started believing in myself. Okay, whatever I have, they just need that. And of course, I worked on, my soft skills. I think I have this soft part of my personality, which is very beneficial for me. So I
yes,
worked on that, and yes, of course, interview by interview, I learned so many things by other candidates also, and from my personal experience also.
yes. And
Right.
also in Indigo Airlines, what I believe during my interview process was they are majorly focusing on your grammar. They do not want your fluency, they do not want your
Yes.
looks, they do not want anything else. All they want, your grammar should be perfect. If you are
Correct.
lacking in your grammar, if you're making, and most of the time they will ask you past tense questions. What did you do yesterday? What are you doing presently? What
Correct. Correct.
and random questions, they people will not be prepared for such questions, and randomly they'll ask you the question ki like, please talk about something from your resume or something out of your resume. So these are the basic questions like they ask you. And also I tell my candidates that, giving interviews and facing rejection is also a kind of a practice. Slowly,
Yes,
you will get confidence once you get into the habit of facing rejection. You will build up
exactly.
yourself in a motivation person. You will start believing yourself, like you mentioned. Same way,
Right.
I also had that lot of hurdles. I also struggled for 2.5 years to get into the aviation. And trust me, Moni, I do not know how many times I have given interview. I got a call from Indigo Airlines that Nisha, your offer letter is ready. Please come and collect.
Wow.
So that patience,
Great.
that hard work, वो बोलते ना, जब भी भगवान जब भी
Finally paid.
देता है छप्पड़ फाड़ के. So I had this two offer letters in
Exactly.
my hand, and
Great, great.
finally I got that success. So always, if whoever is watching this video, I just want to tell you that please have faith in yourself, because cabin crew journey is not about luck. It is all about the hard work you do. And do
Yes.
not, once you get selected, also do not blame your luck. It is you who has done your hard work. Okay, so too much of gossip. Now let's come back to the questions.
Right.
Okay. So how was your feeling when you got the offer letter from Go First?
I was very happy, when I went to Delhi, because Frankfurt already took a lot of money, and then I lost all the hope. So I told my parents that, till the time I'm not getting job, I'm not coming back to home. So I
Oh,
was in Delhi with my friends, at my friend's place. So when I got selected, I was so happy that finally I can go home and I will tell everybody that I made it. I got selected, and I was
yes.
super happy. So last round, mein, jab they announced my name, that people who are selected me. So I was so happy. I ran to the washroom. I was crying. I was, full of tears, happy moments. So I was
Yes.
really very happy.
Yes, man.
So
I can
yes,
I can feel that happiness. I can completely that
I still get
tears.
goosebumps.
In fact, I also got that goosebumps. In fact, my eyes are also all teared up. I can see that joy and that happiness when you get the offer letter in your hand.
Right, right.
Okay.
It's the most amazing feeling because we only feel that we made it.
Yes, we
It's a
made it.
proud moment for us also.
Yes.
Maybe I'm working on just one part, but you are doing a lot of mehnat and all those researches about resume and everything. I'm watching your videos every day, and
Yes.
you're really doing a lot of mehnat for your courses. So that is
Yes.
also a very big deal, and all the best for you also.
Thank you so
You're
much. It is
doing
not
great.
only me. I have a brilliant team, and the brilliant person I have with me is Miss Saloni Boyer, and she does
Okay.
amazing job in my company. Like, we are just of two-person who started this, and slowly she also joined, and we also started doing the intern part, where with the people has this habit. Once you complete any course, they do not practice at home. They are just
Exactly.
दे आर जस्ट डिपेंडेंट कि आपने मुझे
Mm.
ये बोला था, आपकी वजह से मेरा सिलेक्शन नहीं हो रहा है, ये नहीं हो रहा है, बट बेटा तुम प्रैक्टिस तो करो ना, दिन के 2 घंटे
Exactly.
निकालो, 3 घंटे निकालो. अगर आपको पता है कि आपका इंग्लिश वीक है और आपको
Right.
कैबिन क्रू की जगह पे कहीं और काम ही नहीं करना है, तो आपका बेटा बढ़ेगा कैसे, इंग्लिश फ्लुएंस होगा कैसे, मिस्टेक्स कैसे पता
Right.
चलेगी. इसीलिए ना slowly slowly that we started doing this internship part for our students, wherein they also have to do write a formal email writing, create resumes for the other candidates, and
Oh,
create a cover letter, and also do some mock sessions, do callings to improve their fluency in English, create videos, content writing. So each and every week we provide them some work, so that they get to know how the professional world works actually. You should
right,
not,
right.
at least in a day we give them like 33 to 4 hours, and depending upon that performance we also give them that stipend, so that they should have that hope, and they should be willing to work with us. So depending upon the performance we give them money. एंड इसी की तरह से जितना आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, प्लीज आप मेरे पास से उतना लेके भी जाओ. मुझे नहीं चाहिए
Very
तुम्हारा पूरा
true.
पैसा, बट तुम अपना मेहनत भी लेके जाओ मेरे पास से.
Correct, correct, Miss Nisha. Very true. You're doing such a great job. I'm very happy that at least somebody is doing these kind of things and not taking money like
Yes.
what other people and group of people are doing.
Yes.
Right, right.
So the next
Yes.
question I have is how was your experience and how long did you serve in Go First?
Okay, so I was there for 3 years and I joined in 2019. Yes, 2019 I joined. And yes, this experience was very good. And aviation is an industry. It looks very glamorous from outside. Once you enter, it is very professional. So like the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, the way the way you solve conflicts also, the way you show your teamwork also on board, it is
Hmm.
all very different. So I
Hmm.
think that helped me a lot for my personal growth also. So I've grown a lot personally also only because I joined aviation. So I
Yes.
think aviation is just one field which changes you personally as well.
Yes.
So I'm really thankful and grateful because of how much ever I have grown personally.
Hmm.
So yes, aviation played a big role for that.
Hmm. Okay.
Right.
So how long did you serve in Go First?
So I was there for 3 years. So I joined in 2019 October and I left September 2022.
Okay. So did you
Right.
leave or it was just the issues with the company?
All right. So, no, it was before that only. But of course, we all were searching for jobs in other airline because we knew the internal information and everything. So
Yes.
yes, I was in Chennai, but when COVID was little okay, I was transferred to Delhi. So of course, I was looking for all the walk-in interviews and everything. But Vistara, the online application form I filled, and I got the venue and date. I went in Delhi only, and then of course I joined Vistara then.
Okay. Why
And
Vistara and why not any other airlines like Indigo, Air India, or any other
all right,
international
so
airlines?
no. So what exactly happened? The moment I started searching about the airlines in which I wanted to go, Vistara was always on top. So in 2019, I gave interviews for Vistara also,
Hmm.
but unfortunately, I was rejected from the last round. And I understood that a lot of competition is there. Right now, I'm not ready because people who were there with me for the final round, they were all, very perfect kind of personalities. And I was, of course, lagging in my communication skills and little confidence also. I understood that. So,
Hmm.
yes, then again, when I got the opportunity, now I want to shift to another airline. Of course, I chose Vistara. There's one more reason behind that. So, when I was in Go, people used to compliment me, whoever, senior people were there, whoever people who were my friends, they also used to tell me that you are a very professional kind of personality, you're very soft spoken. Why don't you join Vistara? People like you are very good. You can be a very good Vistara crew. So I
Hmm.
took that really seriously. And when I entered Vistara, I, found exactly people like me. So
Hmm.
people that are very professional and they are very
Yes.
particular about safety things and they are not, lenient about a single thing. So
Yes.
that's why Vistara was the proper dream airline, I could say.
So what is this news about that, merging up with Vistara? Air India is also planning to merge up with Vistara. I also heard
Yes.
a rumor about that, by 2025 there will be no Vistara. It will be all about
Yes.
Indigo, sorry, not Indigo, Air India Airlines. Air India.
Yes. So it is very true. So we are also getting internal information about the same thing. Those are not very, which I cannot share with you all because, of course, you all will be going to know about the same thing. So
Hmm.
yes, they are going to merge, and Vistara, the name will only be, vanished. So only Air India will be there. So
Yes.
both the airlines are combining. So one full service combined by Air India and Vistara will be going to there.
Hmm.
The name will be Air India only, and also they are doing for low cost career. They are merging Air India Express and Air Asia. So they
Yes.
are merging both the airlines to make a proper airline of that low cost field. So
Yes.
yes, it is happening. The uniform has also come now, which is
Oh,
yes, the I think that is the AI generated one, but it
okay.
has come.
That's nice.
So
Type of questions did they ask you, like when you appeared for Vistara Airlines, or as you were already an experienced candidate? So, how was your interviews?
okay, so for the first round, of course, they asked me to introduce myself. And then the second question was, why are you shifting from Go First to Vistara?
Hmm.
So, genuinely being very honest, I asked it. And then for the final round, which was the personal interview round, so Miss Siddharth was there, Mr. Siddharth Lotia was there.
Mm.
and he's a very senior person from the management. So yes, I had a good 15 to 20 minutes ka PI round with him, and he asked me a lot of questions like, how you face difficult situations when you're flying. Do you face any situation like diversion or turbulence, very heavy turbulence kind of situation? So I told them everything, and yes, one situation was also given, and I think one question they did to me to check my confidence. So they asked me any dentures for your teeth, or whether are you confident about your teeth. So I think they checked it just to check my confidence. So I answered nicely that yes, I believe it is not only about the looks, and I have a good experience of 3 years as well. And I believe it is it is related to hospitality, and it is not only about to look and to present yourself as it is about the well groomed thing, and not only about how pretty your face is or how beautiful you are. So
Yes.
that's why I answered. And yes, I think when we are experienced, they asked a lot of questions. So
Yes.
it becomes very easy for fresher. But for us, I think they asked really a lot of questions. And sometimes we also get nervous. I mean, doesn't matter if we are a lead cabin crew also. When we go for the interviews, we all get nervous.
That's true, man.
Right.
It is always
Right.
like that. In fact, people who really want to switch their company, like if someone is from IT field or something, you are going to get a lot of questions. Like Miss Moni faced
Yes.
20 to 25 minutes ka session in panel interview. You yourself will also be facing such situation, and always be prepared about that why you want to switch, what kind of challenges. Basically, they ask experienced member, they ask a behavioral based question like what all
Right.
challenges you face, how do you maintain
Correct.
that calm and composed manner, everything, all those things.
Right.
Okay, so now, like, how do you maintain that composure and professionalism? Like, during any of the session I've seen you, you have always been soft spoken, smiling and
Yes.
speaking so nicely. And how do you maintain that professionalism throughout the time?
All right. So I noticed, when I started receiving those compliments that you are a very soft, I couldn't understand. I thought I'm not doing anything. So I thought I'm not putting any efforts.
Hmm.
So I understood that this is my quality for which I do not need to put efforts. It just happens automatically. So I have that personality of being a very soft-spoken person.
Hmm.
So yes, that's how it is, and I really like to talk to people, in a very kind and a very soft manner. So
Yes.
I think that is also a savior in a lot of
Hmm.
situations. So if you will handle those situations very calmly in a very composed manner, I think that can be in control rather than going to taking it to another level.
Yes,
So yes,
that.
being soft spoken is always helpful,
Yes.
and we have to do it because we are in aviation.
Yes, that's
So right,
okay.
I
So, Miss
guess.
Moni, like, have you faced any medical emergencies on board? If yes, then how did you handle that situation?
Okay, so not a very big medical emergency, but I have faced few like when people started sweating, and because they were drunk last night, they partied and all. So because of that, one lady was there. So of course we did the whole procedure, and the most important thing, if you're not, if you think you do not have the proper knowledge, of course we all studied about it, but something which is presence of mind is also working there. So
Hmm.
if you think you cannot handle it, do not do any wrong procedures, right?
Hmm.
Just transfer it to somebody.
Yes.
Of course, you are responsible for that, but take help of somebody to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Hmm.
Right. Also, the very important thing is people should not come and watch whatever is happening. So it should not happen like one fine day I was traveling with one of the airline. Okay, so
Hmm.
one medical emergency happened there, and all of the four people, they were the lady was lying in the forward galley, and
Hmm.
the flight was on ground only, and all four crew were they made a group and they were standing there, and nobody was doing crowd control. After me, washrooms were all filled and everything.
Hmm.
Nobody was there, and so all these things were happening. To make sure everything goes in line, we all should know a responsibility. One should do crowd control as well. To
Yes.
make sure the passenger is not being very panic about his own situation. One
Yes.
should do the emergency things. One should be in contact with the ground people or the pilot. So these all the responsibilities we need to make sure we are, responsible about.
Miss Moni, what do you think? Like, what are things you learned during the training days? As ab initio training, which we say that 3 months during training. So, what are
Yes.
things did you learn?
Okay, so what I believe, as you know, we were just discussing about the medical emergency things and all. So I
Hmm.
think it helps us for the future as well. On board, we are, whenever we are facing any kind of emergency, they are not only teaching us the bookish knowledge, but they are also teaching us how we should handle those situations,
Hmm.
personality wise as well. So yes, and whenever something now happens in my family and with my friends, also I can suggest them few medicines and I can help them, for their medical things also. So of
Yes.
course it is very helpful. And when we are talking about those other things, how we discuss that aviation is a very professional industry,
Hmm.
right? So I think once you joined any airline and now you have done the training, you can never be the same person again.
Hmm.
You're completely a changed personality, right? So we learn a lot of things which are very beneficial for ourselves. Of
Hmm.
course, for your future, for the airline, as well as for your personal life,
Yes.
right?
In
So yes,
yes, I liked about is using the firefighting equipments,
yes,
oxygen, drag, PPE, those all equipments, how to use the AED, which is very very important in today's
important, right?
and I believe these things need to be taught in school firstly.
Very good point. I was about to mention this one girl from my Vistara batch only. So we were all discussing that in our class only.
Hmm.
So she also shared her experience that, some kind of emergency happened at her home and she used that fire extinguisher. So she
Yes.
was an Indigo crew, and because of that training, because she
Hmm.
got that training in her Indigo airline,
Hmm.
so she was able to handle everything at home.
Yes.
So that's how helpful it is. And we all should actually learn this from school time only.
Yes, at least the
Right.
CPR part, heart attack part, and how
Yes,
to use the AD. AD के लिए तो वैसे भी ज़्यादा सीखने की ज़रूरत नहीं because AD itself tell you each and everything. It is
exactly.
already recorded. And also firefighting part, how to use the basic equipments which are present in the public place. At
Right.
least now, okay, so now it's time you to please tell us any funny incident you had with a passenger. Like, any funny incident, like passenger annoyed you somewhere, or you did some fun to, वो कोई गुस्सा दिला रहा था, and then you did something and he did not understand.
So, when we used to operate those Patna and Lucknow flights from Chennai, a lot of people, who used to travel are first time flyers.
Yes.
And they do not even know how to open the lavatory door and how to use the washroom, everything.
Hmm.
So we need to stand there to guide them for everything. Otherwise, we only have to like take care of it, right?
Yes.
So I faced two incidents in those Patna flights. So one incident was, so the passenger went and we all are in the cabin. We were doing services. So the passengers just went in the aft galley and he tried to open R4 door, I guess. So he thought, yes, yes. So he thought that's lavatory door. And I was thinking, like, don't you just have an idea? We had this much aircraft only. How will you have that lavatory door? And we quickly went, and then, of course, that door cannot be opened when we are in air
On air.
because,
Yes.
yes, right. So, but yes, we, explained him everything. We guided him to the lavatory, and the same, I think, the same sector. One more passenger was there. So he just called me. He was not knowing about the call bell thing also. So he just called me like that. I went to him and I just asked what do you need. He told me he needs a durbeen. He said we have come very at a very high level now.
हाँ.
And मैडम मुझे नीचे का कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है तो आपके पास दूरबीन है क्या देखने के लिए. So I was so shocked, those are initial flying days. So
Yes.
I was not knowing whether I can face these kind of questions also. So
Yes.
yes, a lot of people from Patna flight are Patna flights are my favorite.
Now it's time for us to do some fun with you. And we have a rapid fire. And I have total 10
Okay.
questions. Whatever things come in your mind, be it one word, two words, or whole sentence, speak up. Okay? Just
Okay.
don't think about like how the people are going to judge. People are going to judge it in any way. So let's
Right.
just be honest.
Okay.
Okay. Best travel tip you would like to give to passenger.
Sorry.
Best travel tip you would like to give to passenger.
Okay. So travel whichever destination you have thought from your childhood days. So whenever you're getting money, just travel to that particular destination and complete a bucket list, I would say.
Yes. Most challenging aspect of your job.
Okay, I believe that teamwork is little challenging because all people are not same. Some are, very different personalities as well. So we have to manage that with everybody. So teamwork is one thing we have to, face little challenges on.
Yes. Your go-to comfort item during the long flight.
Watch room lavatory. So whenever I feel like I just go to lavatory, I'll, freshen up little, I'll do a little touch up, then I'll be coming out and of course helping passengers again.
So one thing passenger do that annoys you the most.
Okay, whenever they do not follow my instructions, of course the airline instructions. So if I've told them the 10th time that you cannot do that, still if they are doing that, that just pisses me off.
That's true.
Right.
Your
True
favorite
though.
destination for a layover.
My favorite destination for the layover will always be Srinagar.
Oh, you have a layover in Srinagar?
No,
That's
when I was in Go, we used to have.
oh, that's so nice.
I know.
The craziest weather you have encountered so far while flying.
Chandigarh weather. Chandigarh weather.
Weather.
Chandigarh Delhi flights. Literally a lot of divergence also happens when the weather is, the rainy days are on, a lot of divergence. So
Yes.
definitely.
How do you stay energized during the busy shifts back to back?
All right. So, of course, we are cabin crew. We are from aviation. We need to take care of your health. So,
Yes.
always carry, I always carry dry fruits in a small box. So, whenever I get time, whenever I'm going for the flights as well, I always eat to keep munching those dry fruits.
Must have item in your cabin crew bag.
A must-have item, I believe, skincare products, I would say. Those are the most important items we never, forget. Everything else, if we are forgetting also, we can, if we are forgetting, any randomly, if we are not having 5 days pattern, 6 days pattern, if we are not having extra clothes, of course, laundry things will be there. And those, we can buy clothes normal,
Yes.
Skincare is one thing if you're forgetting, a big risk.
Yes. What is the quickest way to make friends with cabin crew?
Okay, what is the quickest way? All right. Whenever we share the same thoughts, I would say. So if we are sharing the same thoughts, those are the times when we become friends with crew.
Yes.
So yes, sharing the same thoughts is the one important thing
Yes.
for the crew because a lot of unique personalities are there.
Yes. Also,
Right.
there are so many different people joining. That is not only one culture. They are like, all
Exactly.
over the
So
world.
people from Northeast, people who are, from Rajasthani tradition, Gujarati people, everybody is there.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Interview tip you want to share with aspirant.
Always have a smile on your face. A smile is very important. A smile can save you from, if you're in a very bad situation also, a smile can always save you. So never leave that smile from your face.
Yes. इसी
Okay.
के साथ हमारा रैपिड फायर राउंड भी होता है समाप्त एंड आपका ये सेशन कैसा रहा हमारे साथ ये गपशप विद निशा करके
I really enjoyed it, and I really want to say that you're very friendly, and you make people comfortable. So I'm sure whenever you're conversing with your candidates, also you're making them, a lot more comfortable, and
yes
you're guiding them properly. And
yes
yes, I would love to do next session also with you
soon soon
whenever
we
we are
are going
free.
to do it. I am planning a lot of things with you. We are like we are building a really good thing which is
Yes,
giving a lot of knowledges to our candidates, and
yes,
that too also at a very reasonable price. And I believe
correct.
people should enroll into any of our courses whichever we are providing, and also get the guidance, proper guidance from people who has already been a cabin crew and has been served in a company for quite a long time. And also
Exactly. And I also believe the same thing that, rather than learning from people who are very good at English, people who are English teacher, maybe we can say, we
yes.
are experienced people. We exactly know what happens in an airline,
Yes,
how HR people are thinking nowadays, what are
yes,
the procedures. So we can, of
yes.
course, guide them in the best way.
Do you want to share any tips or wants to give any message to aspirant?
Yes, I just want to say that, I believe confidence is the key to success. I really believe in this. And, whenever you're thinking you cannot do something, make sure you remind yourself you can do anything and everything. So,
Yes.
this is what my mantra is, that you can do anything and everything. So, always have this thought in your mind. And whenever, you feel little low, take your time, give yourself time, go somewhere you want to go, and enjoy for a little and then come back again. So yes.
Yes. I really, really enjoyed this session. I actually
Same here, Miss
felt
Nisha.
we had so much things in common related to the standby part, and that,
Yes,
learning new things from you. And I wish you really, really best for your future, Miss Moni. And please be in touch with me, and we'll do a
I
lot of
will be
things
for
for our
sure.
aspirants.
Yes, and thank you so much, Miss Nisha. I think you're doing really, really great work for all the aspirants out there. And you're really, giving your 100%. You're doing a lot of research. I watch your videos, those are just on points videos. So you're making really good stuff for all the people out there.
Thank you
So
so
all the
much.
best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Moni. Have a lovely day ahead and hope to see you soon.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. You too. Bye bye, Miss Nisha. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.